join a new game, and it's going to teleport us to the last to leave a circle round. Now we are in this circle, and last to leave the circle, last to leave the circle wins 69 Robux. Anyways, I'm leaving. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you want more, alright guys, welcome back to a new Roblox video. Today we're going to be doing a suggested tutorial, and it is a last to leave the circle game. Now, if you've never played a last to leave the circle game, it's basically where you have to stay in a circle, and you have to stay until you're the last person left, right? And if you leave the circle, you're basically eliminated and you're kicked out of the game. And basically that's the theme of the game. It's pretty popular on Roblox, and I think it's popularized by Mr. Beast. He's the type of guy to make those types of games, so I guess it was derived from him. Anyways, so what I'm planning to do today is make the basic fundamentals of the game. So, like for example, the zone area, we're gonna detect whether or not the players are inside the zone or not. And if they leave the zone, they are gonna be kicked out of the game. And there's a lot of stuff that can be added to it, such as events or disasters. So that will probably be in the future tutorials, like sequels. Probably make part 2 or part 3 on this series, I guess you can say. But yeah, let's get started. So the first thing we need is a hub, right? So in the original last to leave the circle game, there is a hub, so we do want to make that as well. And in the hub, people can ready up, so they enter this certain area, and if they're in this area, they will be teleported to a new game with everyone else in that same area. We'll work on this on the last segment. Right now, we'll just have this game right now. So let's publish this game. This will be the hub. So publish, name it whatever I named it, last to leave the circle hub. Make it public and enable a third-party teleports. I enabled this. And if you want data stores, enable API services. Third-party teleports make the allow the players to teleport to the actual game, right? So we're gonna make the players teleport to the round game, the last to leave the circle game, with all the players that are readying up. Anyways, so to make a new game or a new place in under the same experience, let's go to the dashboard, as you can see, and you'll see your game. So this is our game. I just have a duplicate, so don't worry about that. So go in your game and then go to places. Now you can add a new place. I think you should be able to do this in Studio. So go on game settings, places, and create. It will create a new place under the same game, and in this case we want to make it the actual game place. So let's call this game. This is where all the players will be teleported once they ready up. So now let's press save. Now in order to edit this, let's go back here and let's try to refresh, and this should be updated. Alright, game. So now let's edit. So now we are in this game. Now first thing first, we need to enable third-party teleports as well, because this is where they're going to be teleported. So I already have these two enabled by default. Also, is this? Yeah, this is the game. I was confused because those settings were enabled by default. I was like kind of weirded out, but whatever. So what we want to do now is we want a way to detect whether or not the player is in a certain area. For example, the circle, right? And when the players leave that circle, we want to know, and then we can kick the player. So what I found out, there's this module or this model someone made called Zone Plus. Pretty helpful, made by Forever HD. It's basically a module script, right? And it helps, detect whether or not a player is in a zone or not. So you can just get this model right here. I'll link it in the description. Very helpful and very simple to use. So just get this model right here. I already have it. So get it. So on Studio, you can just insert it right here. Let's actually open our toolbox. I don't know why Alright. Let's put this here. Zone Plus. And you'll see a module script. Let's put this in replicated storage. And then let's make a script. So in the script, we're gonna do, well, actually, first thing first, let's require the zone. So local zone equal require game that replicated that zone. This just requires the module script, and it will use all the functions inside of it. Second thing we need is a part to like basically act as the zone, if you will. So let's actually make a cylinder. So since it's a circle, okay, that's good. Let's make this, okay, this is a bit too big or too long. Let's not make this long. This is good for a zone. And the spawn point will be in the middle because that's where all the players will spawn in by default. We will then properties tab. Okay, that's weird. Let's try to put this in the same thing like that. Okay, so in the properties tab, let's make the transparency 0.9. And then let's also make it non-collidable and make this anchored. Let's change the color to red because why not? So that is the zone part. So now we want to make a zone with the same area as this part. And with zone plus, it's super easy. Let's first make a variable for the part. So local circle part equals game.workspace.part, or we can rename this. Oh, not parent. We can rename this right here. Let's call this circle. And then we can do game.workspace.circle. And then we're going to make a zone as the circle part. So it's very easy. Let's do local circle equals zone.new circle part. And we already made a zone. So now we can detect whether or not players enter or leave the circle. So just to test this out, we can do circle that player entered, connect function, player as a parameter, and then we can just print player.name has entered the circle. They will be in the circle anyways by default, but this is just for testing purposes. Now copy and paste this. We will use another function. It's going to be player exited. And of course, very self-explanatory, detects when a player exits the zone. And that's literally all. So instead of printing the name, actually we'll leave it like this, just so we can see how this works. So we're gonna play it right now and see if everything goes well. It says recur has entered the circle. Now if we exit this, it will say recur has, oh, well, I said the same thing, but basically it actually was trying to say I exited the circle. So let's say has exited the circle. Didn't mean I just print the same thing. I just realized, but whatever. All right, so recur has entered the circle. Recur has exited the circle. Recur has entered the circle, and on and on. So now what we can do is we know when the player enters. We don't really care about this, but we can leave it. It doesn't matter. So instead of printing it, well, I can keep this, but instead of printing it, you can kick the player if they leave the circle. So let's do player kick, and then you have left the circle, and then they will get kicked. All right, so let's test this. And once we leave, we get kicked from the server. Now, usually, instead of getting kicked, you would probably be teleported back to the hub. So what we can do is get the ID for the hub. Now, I'm pretty sure you might need to make it public so you can copy the link. So make sure it's public. This is the hub. And then we can use a teleport service. So local, okay, TP service equal game get service get service teleport service, and we can do teleport service teleport place number place ID. We'll just use the number, of course. Player, which is the player. And teleport data, we don't need that. And this should teleport us to the original hub. It won't work on Studio, but we can test it out at the end. So right now, this game essentially works. Now, how do we get the hub to work so we can teleport players from the hub to the actual game? Now, what we can do is we can actually copy these and also this zone right here. Now, before anything, I forgot. Let's actually try to make an outline for this so it doesn't look weird. So what we can do, I have this decal. You can use a decal, or you can use like a cylinder, a hollow cylinder. So you can use like something like this. Very, very helpful. So you can put this here. Remove that. You can actually do this. And let's duplicate this part, call it outline. And then put this decal on the actual top part of this part. So it should be like left or something, left, right, all right. And then just move this down. And then obviously let's just make this like red so it matches. Make this transparent. All right, good. Pretty cool. All right, so we can publish this. Now we're done this. Let's actually copy and paste this, because we can pretty much use this as well in the hub. We're going to be using the zone as well. So this will be used to detect whenever a player wants to ready up to be teleported to the game. All right. And we can also, of course, copy the module script as well. And you can also copy this. It's going to be a bit different. We are going to modify the script a bit. So paste this, put the script in server script service. Now, this is the hub. What we're going to do instead, it's basically the same exact stuff, except we're going to be doing things a bit differently. So now, when a player exited and when a player enters, we want to have a table for all the players that enters this region, right? This will be the region that determines whether or not they will be teleported to a new game. So we're gonna have a table of all the players in this region, and then by like 20 seconds or so, like by the end of the intermission, we're gonna teleport all the players in that table to a new server for the game, right? So what we're gonna do is gonna make a table, local players in players ready. Let's call this players ready equals table. All right, and so when players enter this region, we're going to do table.insert players ready player. So we're going to put the player inside this table, and once they exit, we're going to remove it. So we're going to do table.remove players ready, and then table.find players ready player. Right, so once they leave the circle, we're going to remove the player from this table, as you can see. All right, so now let's make an intermission. So let's actually make a billboard UI. We can also, if you want, we can also change the color of this if you want. Let's see, or not the decal. Looks all right. And then we can put a billboard UI, text label. Let's make this always on top. And then let's background transparency 1. And let's make this scaled. So 1, 1. Let's do text scaled. Enter to join game. Let's make this Fredoka 1. And make this white. And if you want, you can also put stroke. So it looks nice. Looks like it's all the way down here for some reason. Let's put this extents. I don't know what the studs offset. Let's put this 3. Oh, that's too low. Let's put this at like 10 or 15. Yeah, I don't know. It looks weird for some reason. I don't know why it's all right. That looks nice. I think for some reason I have this as it's good. It's good. All right. So what we can do now is make a loop. So a loop, and inside that loop is going to be a for loop that's going to count down like from 20 seconds or 60 seconds, realistically speaking. We're going to do 20 seconds so it's faster. It's going to count down until 0, and then it's going to teleport all the players in the circle if there is more than one player in the circle. So we're going to do a function. So function TP players, and then we're going to do a spawn function so it runs at the same time. All right. Now let's do while wait to do. So we're gonna have a little bit of cooldown. Then do for I equals 20 0 -1 do. Then we do wait 1 second every time. So this will be the cooldown. So if you want to cool down from 60, we'll do 60. Right now let's do 20, and then we'll just change the text on the billboard UI. So let's do game.workspace.circle.billboard UI.text label.text equals enter to join game with toString I seconds left. And let's do /n, /n, just so it makes a new line. That should work. All right. And let's remove that space. Okay. And while this ends, we're going to teleport all the players from the hub to the game. We want to make sure, first of all, that there's more than one player at least that are ready. So, players ready. Did I not have this open? I should put this here. If number of players ready is greater it's greater than 1, then and in case you do run into any errors, we're gonna make a pcall functions local success error equal pcall function. We're gonna teleport the players. Now first, of course, we need TP service. We already have this, but we do want to teleport the players into a new reserved server. So to do that, we're going to make a new teleport options instance. So local TP options instance dot new teleport options TP options dot I think reserved server access code should reserve server, and set this to true. This will reserve a new server for all the players in this region, right? All the players that are readying up. So TP service teleport async, so we'll teleport multiple players at the same time, and we're gonna get the place ID. So let's go to the game, do copy link, get the ID from here. All right, so place ID. Oops. Okay, players will be players ready table, the table we made, and teleport options, TP options that we just made. All right, and then if there's an error, let's see what the error is. If error, then warn error. Pretty self-explanatory. Let's clean this up a bit. All right. So this looks pretty good. Now all we need to do is call the function TP players, and we're all good. All right. So what we can do is just test to see if the GUI works, and once we finish that, we can then test it with a bunch of other fans. So as you can see, it's counting down. I'm in the server. I'm not. I'm in the server. Not. It won't work because I made a statement that it won't teleport me if the players ready, the amount of players ready is less than, or 1 or less. But wait, whatever. We're gonna test it out with a bunch of players now. We are back with a bunch of people, fans. So if you wanna be in one of my videos, be sure to join my Discord. So let's wait for this guy to teleport. Now we can join, ready up in this region right here. And this guy is, yeah, this guy's dead right now. He's contemplating life. But anyways, we're just gonna join a new game, and it's gonna teleport us to the last to leave a circle round. Rare films. No, I'll show you. I don't know what they're talking about, but whatever. So game. So now we are in this circle, and last to leave the circle. Last to leave the circle wins. 69 Robux. Also 60. I know that's gonna get tagged. They're gonna be in the circle forever. Anyways, I'm leaving. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you want more, be sure to like and subscribe. Give me suggestions on what I should make next. Of course, as you can see, I do giveaways in my server. So if you want to, if you want some Robux, you want to join some giveaways, events, stuff like that, join my Discord server. You're gonna be in one of my videos, like right now. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed. We'll see you guys in the next one.